What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, and TV shows. And I finally sat down and watched Garfield. Alright, so I grew up with Garfield, right? I'm in my 40s, and uh, obviously Garfield was much more popular, a couple decades ago. When I was a kid, Garfield was really popular. We used to get the Garfield books out of the school library, and we would read them. Some of the Garfield specials were on TV. There was one special where he went to Hawaii, and he met a and there was a volcano getting ready to go off, and some people, I think they wanted to sacrifice John to the volcano gods, and there was a legend of some, I think it was a rock star or something, that drove his car into the volcano, and at the end we see like the ghost of the rock star flying over the volcano. I might be remembering it wrong. It's probably been 30 years since I've seen it, but I watched that a lot when I was a kid. I had it on VHS. The Garfield Christmas special. I mean, Garfield was a lot more popular back when I was a kid than he is now. The live action movies with Bill Murray, I watched them a few times. They weren't good, but I had kids who, my kids were young when those movies came out, so I watched Garfield: A Tale of Two Cities so many times. But now that my kids are teenagers, this is not something that was high on their list to go see. It came out on Netflix, so I was like, why not give it a shot? And, it just wasn't that good. It really wasn't. It just didn't feel like Garfield. It felt like a kind of a generic DreamWorks movie about animals, and they kind of threw Garfield clothes on it. That's really what it felt like to me. It just didn't have the same overall pacing, the voice work, the kind of the plot. It just, none of it really felt Garfield to me. It felt more contemporary DreamWorks to me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but once you start talking about established characters, you want to feel some of that nostalgia for the characters, and this was just a cat that loved lasagna. And maybe that's all that Garfield is, but that's not all. I don't know, that's not all that Garfield feels like to me. So we went into Garfield's backstory here. He got to know his dad. There was a funny, evil white kitten that was trying to get Garfield. I mean, there was some funny moments in here, but it felt very hollow. It felt very corporate to me. It didn't feel like I said, it didn't have the same feel of those Garfield specials or the Garfield comics that I read back in the day. So maybe today's kids are going to get a lot out of this, and maybe they're going to love it. And if that's the case, I celebrate that, and I love that, and hopefully these kids can fall in love with Garfield and then go back and just rediscover some of the old stuff. But as someone who watched Garfield as a kid, this just didn't feel the same to me. It didn't have the same nostalgia grabs that I was hoping for. So didn't really care for it. Bill Murray did a much better job of voicing than I think Chris Pratt did. I understand why they cast Chris Pratt. He's kind of become Mr. Animated movie voice, between the Lego movie and Mario Brothers. He's done a good job with those, and I really liked his voice work in Mario Brothers. This one just didn't work to me. I would have honestly rather they went and paid Bill Murray whatever he wanted for it to do it again. But yeah, it wasn't what I was looking for, and I was disappointed by it. Like I said, it just felt hollow and corporate to me. So I don't know. That's my take. There's probably kids who loved it, and that's wonderful. So it just wasn't for me. All right, guys, Garfield the movie. Did you like it? Did you like it more than I did? If you did, that's wonderful. And hopefully, if you did like it, you'll go back and check out some of those specials that I talked about, because those are, I've got a lot of fond memories of those, and I need to go look those up and rewatch them, because it's been years and years and years since I've seen them. So, all right, guys, let me know what you thought in the comments below. While you're down there commenting, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.